o'clock, we'll call this meeting to order. We'll call the roll.
Alderman Joyce.
Here.
Alderman Hill. Here. Alderman Morton.
Here.
Alderman Williams. Here.
Am I to say a pledge of allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of agenda.
Second.
First and second. Any discussion?
Are there any changes or deletions?
No. Call the roll.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Williams. Yes.
Approval of the minutes, last month's meeting.
I have just one question. Under approval of the agenda number 1B, is that A for tonight?
1B.
It says motion to add on the agenda for next month to change moratorium made by Alderman Falconberry.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so that's that, okay. I move to approve.
Got a motion to approve, get a second?
Second.
First and second, any discussion on it? We'll call the roll.
Alderman Hill.
Yeah.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Anybody got anything we'll bring up on citizen input? Well, I had a couple gonna come in, I was gonna start mine. Well, no citizens here, go ahead.
I have a couple of things, I don't know when's the right time to bring it up. I put it in my reply to Mark. I guess y'all want me just not to bring it up. You want me to bring it up now?
Yeah, bring it up.
Okay. First thing I talked to Mark asking about, I don't know the right terms, y'all will know, getting the codified of all the ordinances that we have, and he said that would have to go through the state.
Yeah, I'm working on that. Sandy's actually helping me with that. That's why I had having to go back probably 4 or 5 years to.
So there's a possibility that because I'm thinking with all the stuff that's going to be coming up, I don't keep all my stuff and couldn't find it anyway.
Yes.
So
And
thank
that
you.
way we'll get a new binder that everyone will get one that has all the ordinances in it.
Super. That would be wonderful. Next thing, now this is, I know y'all can, all you have to do is tell me no.
No, go ahead.
I got all fired up in talking to Mark about what's coming up with the city. And so remember years ago we had a meeting kind of listing our priorities and wants and needs and stuff, just kind of getting them in order and putting them on paper. And so I thought we might want to have a workshop to do that. I'm not talking about an all-night workshop, I'm talking about a short one. And then I thought, while I got all fired up, it might be nice to, after we've done that, to have a play session with just all the not spouses or anything, just to kind of talk it over, maybe with an adult beverage or something. So that was all I was thinking about that.
That was on my comments too, in a few minutes.
Oh, it was? Oh, well, then I'm sorry I brought it
We're
up.
gonna get to that.
Okay, last thing I'll bring up when we get to D.
Okay.
Question from the mayor. Well, I've got just a little bit. Where are we at now, or does anybody know? You probably know. Where are we at on the privacy fence on the air guy guys? Right up here in Moorhead.
Last time I talked to Mark about it, it was, and you would know, that would be you would be the one to answer.
They were, I know Mark was talking to him about what type of fence, but as far as them having a timeline on putting it in, I'm not sure that they do at this point.
I had a comment about that when we get down there to the other house problem. It's starting to look pretty trashy back there.
Well, the only comment I got is people that live across the road paid, I don't know what, $320,000. Real nice couple, don't get me wrong. They flagged me down one day. I was in the county in my work car, flagged me down. Said, you know anything about this place? I said, well, yeah, that. They were going to come tonight. I said, it looked kind of trashy. I mean, we paid $320,000 for a house, and we got to look at all that stuff piled up over there. I said, well, then I explained to her who it was. I said, I think we need to, they're supposed to be putting some kind of privacy fence up,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they will be.
So, but now, we need to get on them to tell them, they got so many days to get it up. We get the codes man in here to tell them.
I think it's more of a zoning violation than
Right.
for.
Yeah, that plat was, I can't remember if that was conditional zoning approval or if it was part of their plat approval. Either one,
Yeah.
they if they don't comply, now I don't know if there was a specific time, but I feel like the town could certainly impose a reasonable time.
Right.
Them
But you
to,
know, enough's enough, you know. They've had enough time to put a privacy fence up through there. And don't tell me they ain't got the money.
Absolutely.
And if the board don't want to tell them, I don't mind stopping by there, because, you know,
I'll get
y'all
Mark
know
to
I am.
stop by and see if he can get.
Yeah, see if he gonna get something put up, because them people are starting to get a little irritated, because it looked like scrap yard down there in Cornville, what it looks like over there.
Do we have,
We brought this up at least 2 months ago.
Right.
oh, yeah.
And we need to get this done.
But
Yeah.
that was one of my
Bad.
first meetings, was the rezoning. That was a year ago.
And the
we
lady, go
No,
ahead.
I mean the fact that
yes,
just the
Right.
complaint.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Right. They're coming in now. They're coming in.
And I don't blame.
I don't either. You know, that's just like if somebody bought the house next to you and done the same thing, then what would you do?
Well, I'd be tracking you down in your.
Yeah,
Because
remind me of it.
it's not
Don't blame
just
me a bit.
looks, it's where it's junk that could house varmints, you know,
Right.
rats and
Right.
snakes and.
And the other comment I got is, the poor lady that lives on Lawrence Avenue, she is doing a great job. She is keeping her yard mowed, getting it cleaned. She's keeping it cleaned. And she's doing a good
Is that the
job.
lady across the?
Bird sanctuary.
Right. She's doing a good job. She's mowing it every week and a half, 2 weeks through there. So we're good on that. The only complaint she's had is she's worried about some deers sort of nesting out in her yard. She's afraid something's gonna happen to them baby deers. And I said, you need to call the game warden, you know, to see what they can do. 'Cause you can't do a wild animal, you know, anyway, you know, but they're free to go where they want to go.
Well, I think y'all were persuasive in a gentle way with her and.
Oh, we have. I mean,
That's what I'm
she's a good
saying,
friend of
that's,
mine.
and I think you handled it
Right.
perfectly.
She's a good friend of mine.
Otherwise, it, you know, it could have been a problem. Do we have, ordinance or requirements or anything as to the type of fence that should be put up? Whether it be fence or,
It should be a plank
Shrubs or
fence or
what?
something up in
That had
there
been
to
debatable.
cover.
I don't think there is anything that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are provisions in there. And again, this is just when you have a commercial zone next to a residential zone, that there's a requirement for, I can't remember exactly how it's worded, but basically fencing that would screen it. Or you have an option for doing landscaping that would screen it year round. Again, I think for this property, it was approved for fencing, but I don't remember the specifics of it without looking back at it.
At the time, I think the discussion had been between them and the house to the north of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where all the discussion was.
Yeah, I don't think it was along the
I
street.
don't think anything was discussed.
Because there had not
Along
been
the
any
street.
building at that particular.
Right.
Well, are they required to
Yes.
put it where we're talking about now?
I don't know, on the street. Now, that's, again, there may be another provision in the ordinance as far as a commercial use, having, not having things sitting out that are visible from the right of way, kind of like we dealt with up the street. But we'd have to look at that. I know they're required to put the fence between the property lines, but if the visual issue is across the street, we have to look at that a little closer, so.
Well, yeah, either way, they gotta get rid of the junk. I know we should have a code for something about just junk laying in the.
Yeah, if it's,
yard.
depending on what it is.
Yeah, it's old AC units piled into a heat
yeah.
taller than me.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that.
Yeah, this isn't one or two, this is a heat, but, yeah.
Yeah, we may have some different enforcement options for that.
But Mark or Chad will.
I'll get Mark to
Jump
go
on
pay
that.
him a visit.
I'll see him tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Myself, I go there and talk to him. He'll listen to me, I hope. We work something else
Good, thank you.
out. There's something else we'll bring up, let me think a second. We need to, on what Dottie was talking about, we do need to sit down together as a board. Just as a board. But, whatever, I know it's an open meeting, whatever,
Yeah.
But we need to set the board and discuss, we can't vote anything else. There's a bunch of stuff we need to start looking at. Bad because of some of the roads, some of the stuff that's been put in, and we need to start looking at it bad. And I've got a list of stuff, I didn't bring it with me, I got a list of stuff at home, but we need to sit down as a board and talk about stuff that's gonna make our town look better and to go with it. I know that I think Mark is trying to get the T-Dot to come down and do another car count so we get the car count up. And now is a good time to do the car count, if we can do that. Since school is going on, and we've got, I think Mark said we had told me they had a couple of maybe restaurants that might want to put something up here. Because what we had then was good for something, but it wasn't good for this, it wasn't good for that, but it's good for this over here. But if we can get a good car count, we sitting good to have something else hit here. And y'all know yourself, we need something else.
Oh, yeah, and from all that retail college
Right.
or whatever he went to.
Right.
So it sounds like we're
That's
so
that's the
close.
reason I want him there to explain that to us, what we need to do, and which ones are looking at us,
Yeah.
or whatever. If they are, we need to start catering to them and tell them, come down and look.
Yeah, and
See
come at
what we
6
got.
o'clock in the morning. I
Yeah.
was out this morning at 6, and I mean, it was.
Oh, I know that. It's like that all day long. It's like that all day long. But if you don't look at something, go out there at 2:30. At 2:30, that's when you want to look at it.
Well, can we schedule a time for that?
I think we can. Would y'all pick a date or time or whatever, and we'll find a place to have it. And we'll go down and sit down at a round table and discuss this stuff, so we can all see what we're looking at.
Well, is next week too soon for y'all?
I don't care. Y'all says y'all schedule. I
As long
don't
as it's in
care.
the evening, I'm good.
Well, what about Thursday the 22nd?
That should be good for me as of right now.
Let's say 6,
Yeah, that should be fine.
is that the
Thursday 6.
the 22nd?
and let us know where we're gonna have it at. We'll find a place, just sit down and eat a bite or something, do what we gotta do.
Do you want to talk with Hugo
Talk
about his
about
back room? Because that's when he opens it.
Well, that is trivia night.
That's all I gotta worry about.
That means it's not going to be, and I
It won't
really
be a
hate to
good
meet.
time for him either.
I know.
It won't
Well-
be a good time for me if me goes either.
Okay. Oh, I didn't
Does-
know.
No,
Okay.
if me goes, I don't need to
I didn't know he was doing that.
I don't want to miss my trivia.
Well, what about Wednesday the 21st?
That sounds wonderful.
Does that interfere with people's church time?
Not mine.
Don't matter.
Methodist.
Okay.
21st Wednesday, let's see if we can't get something there at the park, so we have a big table.
Okay.
And Chris, I would go ahead and post that as a work.
Yeah, it's a work session. Because we need to do that.
And I'm glad to be there if you want me to be there.
Right.
You want me to be there?
Yeah, we should.
We might need you if we're having alcoholic beverages.
No.
That's right, down there if you get
No,
around.
that's at our relay
Yeah, but
session.
I'd
This is
rather
a work
be by
Oh, I'm
session.
sorry, no, man. I thought it was the same thing. I know.
Well, I do, but I'll buy mine. But we need to sit down and do something, because we got a lot of stuff that needs to happen up here.
I'm with you completely.
Yeah.
And then after we get this all laid up, that's why I was thinking it might be, hash it over after we get it all
Right.
done. Maybe hash it over here.
Okay, that's fine. The 21st, 21st, 6 o'clock.
And at the park,
At the
unless
park.
we hear otherwise.
Yeah.
That way there, if anybody shows up, we'll sit in there and we'll talk with them. Just go to the reports. Police department, any questions on that?
You know, I look at this and I call for reports. I don't know, for some reason I thought we were gonna have department heads come occasionally and give us the report in person. Did I dream that?
We're coming pretty regularly. It's just the last couple of meetings that I haven't been able to make it.
All of them at one time?
And on the report side, the fire department has slowed down a little bit. I know y'all heard me preach about that several times, about them speed. They have slowed down some. You know,
I noticed there were 5 fires and mostly vehicle accidents, is what was in the report. And I got some questions when we get to the financial.
okay.
So this is gonna be about the backup thing, because that's something I wanted to mention too. But we had to go to Lewisburg for the warehouse fire the other day. One of the fellows was explaining to me that like Farmington only has 3 or 4 guys now. Any other one that would normally back up Lewisburg, they just didn't bother to call. They went straight to us
Well, I
because there
think they
is
wanted a
no
ladder truck too.
right. And then there was another big one Sunday
Yeah, okay.
that they were pulling them out to. And I'm all about helping our neighbors, but what happens when we have something we need it for out here and they're down there?
That's the reason that I started arguing a little bit with fire chief and the rest of them about the ladder truck. What if we had a real bad wreck right here in the middle of town? All the extrication kit stuff is sitting in Lewisburg or sitting wherever, Eagle or Caney Springs out through yonder. We got somebody right here in town that's trapped the car, and what we gonna do?
Well, I was thinking, I didn't think that
Equipment's
far
there.
ahead. I was thinking more of the financial, you know, I mean,
Right.
it costs it. I mean, there's a cost behind that. I mean,
No
is it just mutual aid or?
Yeah.
It's mutual aid.
Mutual aid, so we agree to assist them when they call for assistance,
And they assist us.
Assist us, too.
Don't get me wrong.
Lewisburg would come out?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked. That's
Yes, sir.
that's kind of my question.
They
I
will
mean,
come. Lewisburg will
They've
come.
been several times.
I have absolutely no problem with helping the neighbors. I just,
Right.
it's becoming more regular
Right.
because they don't have anybody else to call.
Correct.
So, I mean, that's kind of my
We're the
worry.
second biggest fire department in the county right now. I guarantee you we are. We're the second biggest fire department.
But the dream of growing up to be a fireman has kind of went away, doesn't it? Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have that more, volunteers than
Oh,
they
we
have.
probably do.
Yeah.
The city of Lewisburg has so many regular firemen, but the rest of them are volunteers, just like we've got. And we have no full-time firemen. All of them are volunteers. They come in.
I see it
And our
coming.
guys are good.
I see it getting worse with them wanting to cut their people down there in Lewisburg.
Right.
They want to take off a couple firemen and a
Mhm.
couple people in the ambulance service. That's just going to stretch us a little more thin. I
No,
don't
they
know.
won't cut off the ambulance service.
They're taking one person off. From what I'm
I don't
understanding,
think so.
sir. I may be wrong, but that's what I'm understanding. That's what I'm
I
hearing.
don't think so. They're not gonna cut the ambulance service off. Marsh County runs it, city of Lewisburg
Okay.
doesn't.
All right.
Marsh
then.
County runs it.
Okay.
But, and they're not gonna cut the ambulance service. I mean, they're trying now to, we really need, as many calls we have on the north end now, they're really looking at staffing, 2 ambulances up here.
Okay.
We got, 2 ambulances sitting up here, but they're just allotted, say, 8 hours every so many days to man that other ambulance. So,
I'm sorry, I may have misunderstood that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about them with the cutting personnel. They're already calling us now because there's nobody in between us.
no,
I mean, they're gonna, on the fire department side, they're gonna
Yeah.
start they're gonna need us more often.
oh yeah,
So,
they gonna need us, and down the road, we gonna need them.
Right.
If we keep growing like we're going, we gonna need them.
Yes, sir.
And I think we got to mutual aid with them. If we got a great big, Henry Hart State Park is a motel down there caught on fire tonight. Lewisburg's ladder truck is gonna assist our ladder truck.
Okay. I knew
Got to.
we went that way. I just didn't know the
Yeah.
city came back this
Yeah.
way. I thought it was just with the rural fire
No.
department. Okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. That was my mistake.
We're pretty well locked in with them. When they got their first ladder truck, the only reason they got it through a grant was to come through. I thought Hart, I don't know if we use them or not, but it was that because of Henry Hart State Park, and we got a state grant. But we put in Lewisburg. The first ladder truck was in Lewisburg, but if we needed it, they came to us.
Okay.
When Hershey Department Store, that first one I remember, they come that ladder truck down there and they had caught on fire and they was up in there.
Yeah, and that building next to the drugstore, that's the first one I remember they came.
But with talking with some of the guys, the only reason that warehouse got saved is we showed up to help.
Correct.
It would have went to the ground.
Correct.
So I mean, like I said, I'm not complaining about that. I don't
No,
want
no.
anybody to take my question.
But we need to help each other because, Lewisburg might be going through some problems, but it still it don't make any difference. They're our resources. We get our water from Lewisburg. We get some of our water from Lewisburg. We ain't for a while, but we're working together,
Okay.
and they'll work with us.
Okay. I
I know
completely
we will.
understand. I completely agree. I misunderstood the arrangement. Is kind of
Yeah.
what.
But they're not cutting no whack about the ambulance service. I guarantee you not, because they're looking at probably next year staffing 2 ambulances up here.
Okay.
Because we had so many calls. Because they had pulled one here to go halfway, and that'd leave this end of the county plumb naked.
I want as many people as I can get out here.
Me too.
I'm a fat
Me
old
too.
guy. I'm gonna go down soon.
Oh yeah,
I want a whole bunch of them to show up.
me too.
Oh, wow.
I got some questions, a bunch of them, to be honest. Who's
Okay.
Bruce Parker?
Matt bought a piece of equipment for the fire department from him.
Okay.
What piece of equipment?
I think it was, I don't remember. It was, I don't recall.
Core name.
That is where we get most of our pipes and supplies for the water and sewer.
EDI.
also the fire department. I think that was for the ventilation system inside the station.
Okay. Galls.
Galls, that's like office supplies.
There's not a lot of office supplies. GD Distributors of Georgia.
That was for the police. I think it was either ammunition or maybe the firearms, new firearms for the police.
Jake's Lettering and Graphics. We spent a good deal with them.
That was to letter the new fire trucks that Matt bought.
Alright.
Not t-shirts.
Jessica Mower.
That is the virtual assistant that Mark has been working with.
Who's been working?
Mark has been working with.
A virtual assistant. What does she assist with?
With just various office tasks.
Okay. Katie Towery.
That's the cleaning lady.
Ken
Half of this
Brocious.
is clean.
That is who Matt bought the, I think that's who he bought the Tahoe off of.
The what I bought?
I remember.
Anyway, it's fire department.
Yeah, it was for the fire department.
Okay.
May I ask how often the cleaning lady
She
cleans?
cleans the police station once a week and cleans here every 2 weeks.
Local government data
That's
process.
for our software that we use for,
So we pay them for that. That's a monthly.
no, it should be a yearly. Are you, what amount are you looking at? The 12,000 or the 24,000?
6,300.
63, yeah.
That's part of our software package.
Relentless. I mean, we spent $600 worth of Relentless.
That was a police class that he got for one of his guys.
The trailer store. Did we buy a trailer?
I think that, how much was that for?
$458.
Yes, Andrew swapped out a trailer to get
For
on the
the
pull
new Ranger.
the Ranger, yeah.
Thomas Controls.
That is a guy that out of Murfreesboro who they get to repair. A lot of times when the plant goes down, he's an electrician.
The water plant.
Yes.
Okay, so we had to have that repaired. Okay. Then,
I'm sorry, real quick, Tire World?
Tire World?
Yeah.
That I think Colin bought some new tires from them in Murfreesboro.
all right. I'm confused on some of this. So, did we buy some vacation out for John?
Yes.
Okay. And then we bought water from ourselves. Tractor Town.
Tractor Town, that was, they bought a new bucket for the skid steer so they can more easily pick up brush, like the larger piles
The
of brush.
jaws.
Yeah, the jaws.
Alright. Okay. Alright, the Wood Cycle Country.
That was some parts for the new Polaris Ranger for the police.
What are we doing with the Polaris? We're doing the tractor pull.
The tractor pull, just various public service get-togethers, the setback in time, that type of stuff. It's more of a publicity type.
So I also went through, and I'm sorry I'm taking so long, I went through and looked at some of the areas that we were extremely over budget. And I hope that we have taken care of that for the coming budget. Pretty much, we spent a lot on supplies. It's just under supplies, and we were like on electric at the fire department.
Yeah, that was misbudgeted. I think he budgeted like $500 and it should have been $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that seems like a lot of electricity.
We're paying we account for half of the electrical cost at the police and fire building and then the station for King Springs.
Okay. All right. Oh, that was, yeah, we've got recreation. We evidently didn't do much for the electric bill at recreation.
Those electric bills are state budget wise. I know a few of the line items were over budget, but the bottom line item is what matters, and we're under budget on everything.
Well, we're over budget on, the line items, and I like to get those, for the next
Right.
one. I noticed that in the sewer, we're like way over budget in, overtime. In the water department, we are not so much over budget in overtime.
That should be corrected with the new call list. There won't be one guy doing all the calls. So he won't get all that overtime anymore. Sorry, I know the answer to that.
Alrighty. That's my questions. I'm sorry I took so long. I just need to-
Appreciate you going through it.
How much vacation time can they
Up to half of what they accrue a year.
put through a year?
And John is at that level where he has over 8 years, so he's got the most.
Right. Okay. Vacation half of it. But now the, other employees, now they're gonna share this overtime.
That's to my understanding, yes, sir. Now there's 3 of them. There won't be one guy carrying the phone any longer.
Okay.
Well, Mark told me he had been carrying it for the last
Okay, hold on.
3 weeks or so.
Oh, I'm sorry, maybe there's a
Is
4th
it gonna
name.
keep
I know
on?
3 names.
I don't understand that. I mean, it looks like it should be a rotation.
Well, they do have a rotation set now. That's what Brown was talking about.
That's what's coming.
So we do have we're coming up with a set rotation.
And who, how many will be in
Just
the
3. Joseph, Sandy, and John. And either Mark or Joey can fill in if it's an emergency basis. Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
You got any questions on
No,
the financial?
no,
She's been sitting she sat for a day and a half going through that.
she reads it for me. I don't have enough sense to make that to do.
Hey, Chris, just real quick while we're talking about this, how does the gym thing work now?
It's reimbursement basis. I can get you a form, and you basically just get reimbursed for your.
Because the reason I asked that is because when I go and pay for it, it's going to cost a whole lot more than what you guys had originally agreed to. That's why.
Yeah, and you get reimbursed for whatever you pay.
Okay, does it not make more sense just to stay with what we have?
Well, it didn't because there weren't that many people taking advantage of
Well,
it.
that's part of the reason I actually asked about this today. Half of them didn't know about it. So that's why folks weren't using it. That's just why I'm throwing it out there.
Maybe
It
we
doesn't
should
matter.
ask everybody first before you go and do that, and you get the cut rate if everybody's gonna do it at one time
Right.
and sign up.
I know part of the reason we pulled it up because all of a sudden there was competition in town too, and we wanted to make it fair to people. So okay, I was just wondering. I was just trying to make sure I don't cost the town more if you guys already have an agreement
No.
with it. Okay, that's good. I'm a penny pincher, man.
Hey,
I called and argued with Waste
Me
Management over
too.
$25 the other day.
I would too.
All right, anything else on the report? Motion to accept them, or
I move to accept.
I'll second.
first and second, any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Hill?
Yeah.
Alderman Joyce?
Yes.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Williams?
Yes.
Is there any other business we need to bring up? Is there any new business?
Some of the moratorium we're supposed to go over.
That's A, that's next on the.
Oh, okay. My bad, sorry.
We didn't forget you.
You ain't come for your help.
2913. Jeff Knox. A temporary moratorium.
So Chris, this is the ordinance that's in effect
Yes.
now. That was adopted, what?
Last
May?
2 months, 2 months, 3 months ago. yeah.
And this is the moratorium that was put into place to cut back on building due to the water
Basically,
problem.
me and Mark had discussed is y'all need to make a decision on either lifting the moratorium altogether or, correct me if I'm wrong, Todd, but you can exclude just his property in the moratorium.
And that's what we're looking, it was a water issue.
That's what he's looking for, a moratorium on his property.
Right, correct.
And I haven't heard anything on this since last meeting, and so I don't know what has developed
What?
outside, but my only concern is if, I think clearly you could do away with the moratorium altogether and just make a commitment to provide water for whatever subdivisions are coming forward. If you're gonna treat one property different than another, I want you to be very comfortable with why you were doing that. And again, I'm not sure what I know Mr. Cox is represented, that he has an agreement with the county to provide him water. Again, I haven't talked to Mark at all about it. I want to kind of understand what the agreement is between the county and the town for the provision of water.
The deal was on the moratoriums that everybody had was due to this subdivision because we didn't have water. So the moratorium got put into play because I didn't have water. They told me I'd have to find my own water resource, which I did. I got a sign with this
Putting that
75 tab.
moratorium down, which not only yours, because we turned down some more that couldn't build anything. Either because of that, because they had 4 or 5 lots instead of a single lot.
Right, they're getting water from the city.
Correct.
Yeah, and I'm not getting water from the city.
So this is what my question has nothing to do with you. My question is, we've been told Lewisburg couldn't furnish us, or not Lewisburg, but Lewisburg couldn't furnish Marshall County. So Marshall County was could not furnish Chapel Hill water so that we could provide it for him. But then all of a sudden, Marshall County can provide him water. That's the question I have. How did that little go around and take place? And I understand we said, if you can find water, that's, how it's going to go about. But, and I'm not against, lifting that moratorium, since you got water. I just don't understand the events that took place between them not being able to furnish us, so we can't furnish you.
Had to do with a lot of flow testing and stuff that I had, when I pretty much got told that we couldn't do anything here on a city level, to go pretty much what I was told to go find my own water, as what I did. And I went down there and I worked with them pretty close to have the water, have it flowed, have it tested more than once, and get everything done at that facility to make sure that we could have it done. And that's how we
Is it your understanding that you will just be a customer of the county water system, and all that would be, and all those will remain county lines,
Correct.
even though it's within the town?
correct.
Okay. I don't even know
Yeah.
what the basics.
That's exactly how it's done. And just to kind of give the board a little bit more information on what has been going on also within this time is that, we talked about the sewer, being able to hook the city sewer, which I would like to do to get all the sewer taps. And then we discussed on how we would be able to shut water off and things like that. Well, the way the discussion that I had with the county on it was, obviously we'd have to come to an agreement as far as on the sewer side. But what they said is it's not a problem if we all got together and they would collect all of everything as far as the city, as far as the sewer and the water bill. So if somebody didn't pay their sewer bill, they would shut their water off, and then they would write a check back to the city for all of the sewer taps. They said that's one way to go about it, that they do something like that.
So
like
you
that
pay
right
their rate, not ours, because there's a difference in there.
No, we would pay Chapel Hill sewer rate. Chapel Hill sewer rate would be whatever the sewer rate is. Now, the water rate I'd be paying to the county. Well, what the county, they said that's how they could control from if somebody decides they don't want to pay their sewer bill, they said they'll just shut it all off. They'll shut their water off.
All right, now let me ask, let's talk finances on this right here. How many taps are you talking about?
Phase 1, 75.
75?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much is each sewer tap? I'm talking about sewer taps that come in.
It's 100.
25?
2,500. So you're looking at $187,500.
$187,500.
that is here.
Okay, so that's what,
He's mathematician.
That's just,
okay.
I discussed this with Mark, and hearsay, whatever, but Mark said that at this point, he would not recommend that the board change, do this. And he also said he would speak to you before the meeting tonight. What?
Nothing's been, nobody's contacted me.
Okay,
And I've reached out to Mark, and when Mr. Falconberry put this on the agenda, and then I also went and followed up with it on July 10th and put it on the agenda. And I have Mark's response that he got it, and I'm here.
Well, he gave me several reasons that he was not recommending it at this point. And of course, my age is showing.
Well,
I can't know what to do.
Thing
Do
is,
you know, did y'all discuss it?
Uh,
Or you?
Not much, no.
Thing is that-
I talked to him a little bit, and he only told me that he wouldn't need to get his, but he said it would come in later on the next thing to get a permit from the railroad, a permit to Johnny Son.
Yeah, he wanted all that before we lifted this
But,
moratorium, is
but,
what he told me on
That
Friday.
comes the next step after that, he said.
But if we're gonna lift the moratorium, there will be no next step.
there will be,
Yeah,
because I
they
still
have
got,
to-
I
they
mean,
have to
we
go
haven't
in,
approved the
get
sewer.
the-
The moratorium's just saying that we can move forward to the next step.
Well, I'm just going by what Mark told me on Friday,
Yeah, but I'm not,
that he couldn't recommend it.
it's nothing against you, Jeff, but I'm not for lifting the moratorium right now till we see where we're gonna get our water from. I know we've had a lucky year this year. We've had a real lucky year. We haven't bought any water from the county all summer long. It's fixing big rain tomorrow. Okay, that's gonna carry us another 2 or 3 weeks. But now, the end of August through September might be a dry mother, you know what? But the only thing is, I know that there's one man sitting out here, if we lift the moratorium, he's been cut about 35, 40 acres right here inside the city limits, gonna start to build a road and everything else, put houses on it, if we lift that moratorium.
But the moratorium was, I did what I was asked to do.
Right,
by this
I
board,
understand that.
And I've done everything I can do. The moratorium was put into place because the city can't provide water. I'm not
Right.
getting water from the city. The city has nothing to do with this water and nothing to do with, providing water to this. Now, the moratorium has got to do with in city limit water problems. That has nothing to do with this subdivision. So I shouldn't be held up on what I was asked to do, and I've done everything that the board has asked
I
me to do.
understand, Jeff, but
Is it worded with sewer, Todd? Because I
It
don't
is,
remember-
I mean, it was referenced, sewer was referenced as well, but I think the primary issue though is that, the county doesn't directly provide water within the town limits. The town has an agreement with the county for the provision of water under certain circumstances, and that predates even me being here. And if the town can work out an agreement with the county to provide water within the town limits, which would include your subdivision, then, I think that would be a basis for the moratorium to be lifted. And maybe even if you have a separate agreement to do it,
I already have a separate agreement.
but,
It's right
but
there,
I think
signed.
that, I think the town, again, because in that scenario, the county is going to be running its lines and providing water within the corporate limits of the town. The town and the county have understanding of how that's going to work.
They do have an understanding how it's going to work.
This board has not approved any sort of agreement like that.
I was told to go find water somewhere else, in which I did. The water signed for 75 taps, what I did. I did everything that the board asked me to do. They said, hey, you can't go no farther, so you get the taps approved. I went down there and got it signed. I went through several meetings down at the water. I spent the time, I worked with them closely to get this done at 75 water taps. They said, well, okay, we'll allow you 75 taps. Signed off on it, everybody on the whole board, for 75 taps. I did what I was asked to do. I don't feel that it's right that I'm gonna sit here trying to get shut down.
I don't know, recall the board asking you to get taps, and that may have happened at that meeting when it was approved.
no, I thought you told me to put it first.
Yeah, I was told that the water could not be furnished by the city. What I was told is if you can get the county to provide water,
If they,
And I did that.
if they can provide, I mean, I think there's a solution here, but I don't think, and again, I haven't even talked to Mark, but based on what he told Dottie, it doesn't sound like doing away with this moratorium is the way
Why
to
don't
I
go.
don't want to do with it. I'm not asking to do with the moratorium. That's to be lifted on this subdivision because under the circumstances, I'm not asking for water from the city. The reason the moratorium was put on for this city was because we could not provide water to the people that wanted to build houses. That excludes the subdivision. I'm not asking the city for water. I got that handled. My water situation is taken care of. So why should I be held underneath the hey, you guys don't have water? I went and found water. And now if somebody else wants to go get water from the county or do what I had to do and do the expense of what I had to do to make it happen.
I'm a little bit shocked that the county did it myself. And the reason I say that is that once upon a time, Chapel Hill annexed a subdivision that the county spent money on and took their customers within the city limits and put them on our water system, and they lost customers. So I really am kind of shocked that they did it.
Did we not pay them for those taps too?
I
I
don't
think we did. Yeah.
I was talking about Forest Hills.
Yeah.
Plans ultimately.
Well, it depends on how far we build it out, but the first phase is 75 lots.
Is the idea that the remaining lots would also be served by county water, or?
Correct.
Okay. Again, this is all.
I'm 75 lots, and then obviously the plant services, of course. You know, as the water grows and the system grows, but they're allowing 75 lots for me to get started.
Yeah.
I've been coming from this board for over a year now, and working on this
I'm
same
gonna make a
subdivision.
motion, we'll go ahead and pass this 75 lots. Give it the sewer.
Is that you're making an exception, but you're not lifting the moratorium. You're just,
Making an exception.
is that something that we do, or is that something the planning commission does?
Well, the moratorium is in place so that it basically prevents the planning commission from moving forward with any more approvals and prevents him from doing any additional development. So, again, this is an ordinance that was done, so any action that's taken with respect to the moratorium has to be done by ordinance. As I understand Alderman Hill's motion, he's wanting to remove the moratorium for the 75 lots at Mr. Knox's development because he has access to county water. So if that's the motion, again, it would be in an ordinance for first reading tonight.
Well, the title of this one is an ordinance to place.
No, that was the ordinance that got passed.
Okay,
That's what's in effect now.
okay, so here's what an exception. What, I understand your motion, but I'm uncomfortable with it because I would like to have Mark here to explain his reservations. He knows certainly more about it than I do.
We could pass it on the first reading.
Yeah,
But we
let's
can,
go for a second reading.
Is that what-
it's gotta go before second
I
reading.
can see that. I can do
I mean, when we did this, it was strictly about the water. I agree with Mr. Knox on that.
I do too.
You know,
I do too.
It's just how we worded it.
And I understand that we still, I mean, it wasn't
that.
for
I'll
water.
second his motion for the first reading.
Got a motion, and a second. Got any more discussion on it? Call the roll.
Alderman Williams,
Yes.
Alderman Joyce,
Yes.
Alderman Hill,
Yes.
Alderman
No.
It's first reading. We got another reading.
Thank you.
All right, next one, resolution 1922. Do I?
I'm just making sure he has a motion and everything, so
Oh, yeah.
make sure we get it right.
We did, I think. We did. Okay.
We got it on.
All right, thank you. So miscellaneous surplus equipment.
How does this get sold?
The good deals.
through gut deals, yeah. Auction.
I've had a bunch of conversations with Chief Town about this one, and everything looked absolutely right to me.
make a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Got a, got a first,
Second.
got a second. Any discussion on it? I've looked through it, and everything looks pretty good to me. I don't know. If you don't need it, get rid of it. You know, just close up everything. Call her up.
Alderman Joyce?
Yes.
Alderman Hill?
Yes.
Alderman Morton?
Yes.
Alderman Williams?
Just,
Contract and sale of real estate.
Is that for the bank?
Yes.
Everybody promise.
Tell you about that. Started out 762, got them to 705. Y'all can do what y'all want to. I know it's gonna be a slap in the face for a bunch of us when we start moving down there, but I don't think there's another piece of property around here we ever gonna get any cheaper than that right there. If we wanna look at moving town hall down there.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Chris, just a quick, is the plan for the town to pay for this outright?
No.
Or
No,
finance it?
we'll be financing
We got
that.
to finance.
That'll be
it.
coming, maybe the end of this month or in September's beginning.
We're gonna try to what, bond it? Gonna try to bond it. Yeah. Any more discussion on it? Dottie,
No,
everybody good?
I'm all in
All
for
right.
Alderman
buying.
Joyce?
Yes.
Alderman Hill?
Yeah.
Alderman Morton?
Yes.
Alderman Williams?
just,
Resolution 1924. I got hit up with this the other day, and I've been thinking about it. We want a contract to sell this land there where we could know eventually we're going to make a sewer plant bigger. I told Mark that I was for buying if the state was ready to do a land swap with us. The land we're gonna buy is not what we want because it's in the floodplain. But the part wants that part down there, but the part we're gonna swap the land for eventually would be right there in front of the sewer plant right up through there.
So aren't we a little premature on this?
No, he just want a contract we can back out if they
Yeah.
land.
This
That's
is
to
the start
negotiate.
negotiation.
It's negotiation
Okay.
what we're doing.
So actually, it should be titled a resolution to negotiate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want it down to all to see,
Right.
that if we buy it, which
Right.
I'm not saying I'm opposed to that nothing will change with our agreement with the youth baseball league at Depot Park.
Well,
No.
Mark was talking about me, if we all out front out there, it'd be a good place to put a ball field right in there.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that, but if we get started with this out here and somebody puts a lot of money into this out here, then what are we gonna do? Just say, oh, we're gonna abandon it?
And we can't, it's not for sale until 2021.
Right.
Right.
The Adams property. So I just want it down, rock solid that it will not, maybe at some point that the league will want, a wonderful park out
They're
there.
waiting on a survey to get back.
What Mark told me is they had 40 acres and they want to trade it. The state said they would trade with us for 40 acres.
That they said
Join our
they
property
would?
there.
Has the state agreed to that?
I said, that's what he told me. The state
Verbally.
agreed verbally.
Verbally.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
He
in
said,
writing,
if we get it in
yeah.
right,
We do.
so I'm all for it. If it ain't, I don't.
And we don't
We're not
know
gonna
who
take it.
verbal
He
was.
discussed with me that it would be a fabulous, they could build a fabulous park out there, with part of that 40 acres.
And they,
Which is great.
They could put all the ball fields out that they want, wouldn't be underwater.
Right, but they, right now,
Also,
their money is kind of, time is of the essence. And, we've got this bird started. I don't want possible purchase of the 20 acres to slow down in any way the plans for the fields at Depot Park. And I want us to agree to that.
I think Saturday, they're gonna bring it before y'all for approval so they can start construction on some ball fields.
But if meantime, we agreed to buy the 40 acres, we're not gonna back out of the Depot Park.
Right.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we're committed to allow them to
To
do,
build.
and whether we buy this other property or not,
Correct.
it's not gonna change.
I'm thinking more of the sewer.
Yeah, that's gonna, I mean,
Oh,
for that,
yeah.
for the price that we could potentially get that.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah,
opposed.
that's
I'd
what
love to
I
buy
said.
stuff.
I'm for the price if we can get that land for our sewer.
Yeah.
Because eventually, y'all know we're gonna have to,
Add on.
if all this hits, Jeff hits.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna expand that. But we can't put it down, but we can get the land down the road if we swap with the state.
And that
For
sounds
that
great
land.
to me.
It's-
I'm all for
It'd
that.
be good.
I'm just taking
Because
the
state
side
rather have that
roads.
wet land than they had that, what we got up there.
Yeah.
Between us, they'd rather have that.
Well, everybody knows where I
It's a
stand.
wildlife
It's just far
trails.
along there,
Right,
but
you
that
know
would
where
be the
I
ideal
stand.
place out there for it.
But
I wish this would happen a little sooner. That would be ideal for them out there with the 40 acres for
costs-
some traffic.
But
you
now,
know, this-
when I sign this thing, if it's approved tonight, if I sign this thing,
Well, when the final price would still have to come before the board.
right, it always gotta come before the board. If we can't swap the land with the state, we're not buying this thing.
well, it's at a
You
good
understand?
price, isn't it?
Yeah.
From what I understand.
But he
And
had-
I'm not
he- he
debating
told-
that
He
at
told me
all.
it's $205,000, they said, for the 40 acres. Well, that's a good price.
Right, and I'm not opposed to purchasing that at all.
Then
I
there,
just took a little side thing to
Yeah.
make sure that we were rock
No, we're not,
solid
we're
with
not
this
gonna do
stuff.
that to them.
And if there ever is any, well, you know, we can talk about that, we can go back to this film.
Right. Correct.
We've got everybody on board with this, okay. But then I'm off.
but like I said, it's state, I have 5 acres, you don't want to park on this side over here. So that's 175,000, 5 acres there.
Oh, I would agree with you, I'm not opposed to the purchase.
Now, I think somebody else approached them about buying some more land there where the old slide used to be.
That's what that's 175,000.
And I'd rather have that 40 acres than I had that.
We put a whole lot of sewer trucks down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was looking at, you know, I don't want not nobody ever making a sale or something, but I'd rather have,
And if there
Five.
were ever a ballpark down there, it would be in addition to the ballpark that we have on.
correct.
Right.
They can't always have
Right.
2 fields, 3 fields, whatever.
Whatever.
Because we're gonna keep growing, we're gonna have to have them anyway.
Okay.
He said that they had somebody that had the ballpark, they had a great big donor.
But it's to start immediately. It's not like after we get this property from.
Correct, but they can start there.
Yeah, that's
They can
all
start
I
there.
want, and you know,
Yeah.
maybe that,
If they build one field,
Time
they
goes
still have another field up here
Yeah.
to play on, or 2
But
fields.
we're-
But this person wants it to be a nice complex.
Right.
It doesn't want it to be just it fancy. It will be something
Right,
we can all be proud of, and he can be proud of it, or she.
well, I make a motion to, approve this,
I second that.
the negotiation.
we got a first and a second, any more discussion? All right.
Alderman Joyce,
Yes.
Alderman Hill,
Yeah.
Alderman Morton,
Yes,
Alderman Williams.
Just
Resolution 1925, water truck.
I just wonder, you know, if we're negotiating the sale of the water department. You know, but we're
yeah,
buying a truck.
what's going on with that?
Well, I'll tell you that it's for Joseph, and his truck is in some badly need of repair.
so they have a bill and wear duct tape right now, so they're looking into
Exactly. His air conditioner is about to go out, and it needs a lot of work. So I will say it's much needed.
So, but just as, again, I'm sidelining, how's, the negotiation, what's going on with the purchase of the water department?
We sent them all the information they requested, and we're waiting to hear back from them. So
hear back whether or not they want to
Yeah,
buy.
I'm assuming they're, doing some number crunching to see if
If
it's.
they have to buy the water department, they're gonna have to buy the truck too.
Well, I was gonna say, so
I guarantee you
we're
that.
not committed any numbers, they probably would
And
want.
they're gonna have to buy the truck too. If they don't want the truck, we
Then
can
we'll
do the
use
city,
somewhere else.
Mark can drive it around.
Yeah.
Or whoever.
Sounds like a plan.
I move to approve.
Got a first. I have a second. You did. You second.
One more question.
You made a motion.
And I have a question, another
Okay.
question. Do we have any idea when we're gonna hear back from them, or are they kinda,
I don't think we have an idea right now.
but do we have a feeling of what direction this is all going, or is it still just, are we not
They
telling?
don't seem nearly as excited about
I
it
don't-
anymore.
Yeah.
They don't?
No, I hadn't heard of Pete, but
I ain't neither. I talked to 2 or 3 of them over there and they won't even answer me when I ask them.
That's helpful.
Yeah, I know, but they won't talk about it. I don't want to talk to them about it.
Okay, all right.
Alderman Williams.
yes.
Alderman Norton.
Yes,
Alderman Hill. Yes. Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Resolution 1926, amend the personnel policy.
so what's this all about? Is this all about the weekend stuff?
Well, it's.
Overtime,
Yeah, but something brought it up.
I'm not sure exactly what brought it up, because Mark brought it, put it on the agenda, but it has to do with, you can't, like, now they can use vacation hours to count as their 40 hours and accounting for overtime calculation, and this would not allow that to happen.
Okay.
So they would have to actually work the 40 hours before they,
So we're not gonna know what brought this up.
And it would have to, it would also have to mean that if you got somebody that's part-time, they are not gonna be working 40 hours, or they're not part-time. So
Right.
that could be that we've been paying somebody time and a half who was a part-time employee.
But we don't know why this was put on the agenda.
Well, I'm
Are
not
we
sure.
not
but-
telling?
no,
No,
sure, but that's what it is.
I've got to work 42 hours a week. If I work a ball game, if I work 38 hours a week, I've got to put my 42 hours in. I can work 4 hours at a ball game, that'll give my 42 hours. But if I had my 42 hours in, I would get, for
Yeah, I
those 4 hours, I'd
understand
get
what
6
you're
hours
saying.
of comp time. But see, but we got to put our 42 hours in before we get anything.
Yeah, that's what.
That's what it amounts to.
Well, even I understand that. I just want to know what brought this up.
Overtime
And
control.
nobody's telling, so
Yeah.
I need to know.
I'm guessing.
I'm guessing too, but I think we got,
Right now, one guy could put in 16 hours overtime, work 40 hours instead of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
No, I
He can take- he can
understand
take,
the wording of it.
got a person who work 8 hours on the weekend for overtime or whenever, and then take 2 days vacation, a sick day,
Right,
and still draw that overtime
right.
pay. And you
so
gotta
this
put your
correct
40
that.
hours in
I
before you get your,
understand that.
get your overtime.
It's
But
just behind the scenes that I don't
really can't
understand.
answer why I brought it up, but.
Right, you should know.
He just
Somebody should know. Somebody has discussed this somewhere.
No, I
somewhere.
haven't, but I read this thing last night, that's what it.
Well, it
that's what
makes
I come
sense,
to.
it's just, it's common sense, but
That's how
there's
pretty much
something we
everything.
don't know, I guarantee you.
People were sucking down overtime, not doing the job.
Right.
But that's as good a reason as any, I just
I mean,
wanted to
I
know.
might be on vacation all week, and I come back in on Friday, and then all of a sudden, I'm working Saturday and Sunday, and I done drove 16 hours overtime, plus I've been off all
Right.
week. That's the way it works, you either gotta take your regular
And I
straight
think
time
it's
before
a
you do
good
that.
change.
We had somebody working the system as far as I can figure.
Okay.
All right,
What,
So I don't need a second.
we had,
I'll second.
got a first and second, any more discussion of it? call the roll.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Martin.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Alderman Dale.
Any other business?
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Say, Dolly, what now?
No.
I guess everybody got this letter from Reagan Smith, and again, it's self-explanatory, I understand it.
Well, everybody lives on the main corridor.
Oh, is it just my street? Well, special. But when people ask me what all this grant stuff and what set all this in motion, which I'm with, this is kind of a
I
good
didn't
preparation for that.
You don't live in
Because you don't live on the.
But I own
Your
property.
No, they, you should have.
Well, you can read mine.
Yeah, I should have.
So,
Maybe it's
listen,
coming. 'Cause we
Very
just-
small.
I got it. So let's go. So if somebody asks me, do we have a general timeline of when this might? I mean, he says in the 18 months to even do this.
Yeah, I mean, you're still looking at probably 2 to 5 years. for
After
full
having the
completion, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to get a copy of that before I let you go. One for me, one for my husband.
All right.
Any more business? Now, we're on for the 21st, 6 o'clock. part.
I'd like to adjourn.
We got a motion to adjourn. I bet Horror Stone.
What?
Adjourn.
Hang up.